Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna have to split that up. Hey there, YouTube. Mr.Lubufu here with a Q draft. Unfortunately, I cut out my first 3 picks, where basically I took a Jite first pick. The second 2 packs were pretty empty. I just took a Sower and a Thoughtseize for no particular reason. Here I can take up Dungeon Geists or Bone Splitter. Probably don't want to pick up Bone Splitter unless I've got like Stoneforge Mystic. This is not a Birthing Pod deck. If you control no snakes, put a 1/1 snake. I mean, that works. Okay, I'm just gonna take this Dungeon Geists and move on. Nothing too insane right now apart from Jite, because Jite is very good. So this pack has Blade Splicer. It's a strong white card. Mesmeric Fiend is fine and in black. I'm not committed to black yet. Enclave Cryptologist is not the card I want. There's an Incinerate, there's a Huntmaster, Mother Runes is fine. I could just pick up Blade Splicer, go like blue-white mid-rangey. That might be a little bit better. So I'm probably just gonna go with that. I'm not committed to by this Thoughtseize, and blue-white's a fine archetype. So I'm just gonna take a Blade Splicer here. As much as I love me my Time Warp, not gonna happen. Phyrexian Obliterator, very heavy black commitment. Probably not going to get there. As much as I like time warping, I'm probably not going to warp today. Nothing too insane in this pack. I'm not going Storm. I could pick up a random Misty Rainforest instead of Flicker Wisp. I think I'm just going to take this Flicker Wisp. I don't think I want to be in black. I would like to move this sucker to the sideboard. Yeah, I'd rather take Flicker Wisp over a Vampire Night Hawk. So here we have the possibility of taking Wasteland to punish some of the aggressive mana-based decks, which there are many. We could take Winter Orb, which is really slow and really mean. Lodestone Golem is fine. I'm just going to take this Wasteland. This pack has nothing too impressive for us. I could just randomly pick up a Wear Tear. So blue sort of dried up. I don't want to step Blinks. Memory Jar is very strong. I'm surprised people are not considering it. Repulse is okay. It's not that good. Pick up a Ratchet Bomb. This is probably the strongest card in the pack by far. I'm just gonna take it. And here, Wake Thrasher is good for this sort of mid-rangey deck. I guess I'll just pick it up. Over Kaiga or Mutavault. And 2 black cards, both tabled, so maybe there's no black. I could pick up Tectonic Edge and be mean, or like I don't want to pick up Reanimate because I think that ship has sailed. It's just whether I want Reanimate or Skin Render. If I'm going in that direction, I'm just gonna take the Skin Render. Yeah, so far it's been a bit of a train wreck, but we have a Jite. Basically, when you draft a Jite deck, you draft Jite and you draft creatures. But this current iteration of the cube is pretty mediocre. I think I'm just gonna take this Attrition. In the off chance we go black, sure, against mono red. I don't care about any of these. I guess I'll take Dark Rit. Just maybe cut black. The blue sort of dried up, so that is something to keep in mind. We're not committed to anything right now. We're just going to be a Jite deck, and we could go any one of the 3 Esper colors. Probably not going to play this jar though. Wasteland's not as good as Strip Mine. You want to play those in the more aggressive versions. I would like to pick up more 1 and 2 drops. If I want to reward that, I would love to pick up cards like Stoneforge Mystic for pretty obvious reasons, because Stoneforge Mystic is like the second copy of Jite. Sure. Okay. So what do I want to open? I think I just want to open Stoneforge. They cut all the swords. Picking up Basalt Monolith would also be fine. Picking up any just creatures. Like again, we can go any color of Esper, like Skin Render, Attrition, Thoughtseize, all strong cards. Just like Blade Splicer and Flicker Wisp. So we can go any sort of these directions. Let's see. Well, There's nothing insane for us, unfortunately. Like Fauna Shaman, Gaia's Cradle, Raphaelos are all good if you are in green, which we are not. There's a Daxus. He goes well with Jitte. Which is not a Sphinx's Rev deck. Could be an Ameria Angel deck. I don't want to pick up too many 3-drops. I don't think a Johnny Goldmane is good enough for me to pick up. If I take Daxus, I'm kind of committing to blue-white, which is okay. Like he's not that good in cube. He's fine. Letting you get free value is okay. Mary Angel is just a solid 4-drop, but we can pick up plenty of those. So yeah, this pack kind of mediocre. I think I'm just gonna take Daxus. Goes really well with Jitte. So yeah, so far this is a bit of a train wreck of a draft, but that's okay. This is Cube. We can have fun in Cube. Hopefully. Okay, what do we have? What do we have? Not much, unfortunately. This is pretty weak overall. Maybe I start committing a little bit more to black. Like Night of Infamy's fine. Like we don't have that much. Pluto Delta's okay. Esper Charmer is good if you're there. This is what 1/3 that you you get cards for it if you spend, or you have to pay white if you don't want to sacrifice it. Nev's Disc is okay. Phyrexian Arena is a strong card. Maybe Urborg will table. Maybe the blue cards aren't just gonna be here. That's because kind of the downside of picking up Daxus. Then would I go like black-white mid-rangey, and then what do I pick up? I'm gonna pick up this Night of Infamy and see. Maybe I go black-white. Force is not what I want. Misdirection is also not what I want. There's a Bitter Blossom. Bitter Blossom's okay. Enlightened Tutor fetches up Jitte, which it's looking like our win condition. This card's actually quite good. So we can pick up Bitter Blossom, or we can pick up Enlightened Tutor. It's gonna be one of the two. I think I'm just gonna take the Enlightened Tutor. We kind of have a really good card to pick up, so that's why we want it. The green deck. Green deck's good. Good to pick up a Detention Sphere. It is good in blue-white. I don't want to commit to blue-white too early, of course, but it's sort of looking that way. Athreos is also fine in this sort of like grindier matchup. Maybe it tables. Maybe go more 3-color. I don't want to go 3-color. Like, if I'd probably just splash some of these cards. I'm just gonna take this Detention Sphere. Strong card. Ooh, that's a Domri. Not for us though. There's an Erebos, which I don't think I want Erebos. Master of the Feast is good. I'm just gonna take this Mana War though. Blue-white tempo-y seems to be opening up a little bit more, which is kind of nice. Could take Verdict. If I take Verdict, it sort of like counteracts what we're doing, which is like playing decent creatures, but it's probably the strongest card. Condemn would be next. I'm just gonna take the Verdict. Here, there's Spreading Seas. Creatures of the chosen color get +1/+1. That's probably not gonna be good enough for us. I could just pick up a Figure Destiny. Creatures of the chosen color. So we have blue and white, so it's not that good in our deck. I'm just gonna take Spreading Seas here. Randomly try and steal games with mana screw. So you can take a Narcolepsy. You can take an Impulse, Kira, or Hikori. Basically in our color. I'm just gonna take Narcolepsy. It's a little bit more removal. Impulse is fine, but I'd rather take the Narcolepsy. And here I'm gonna take this should not still be in the pack. I'm gonna take the Blue Blast for the sideboard. So it seems like blue-white opened up a little bit better. Now we just want to get some more cards to finish this off. I could just take the Urborg here. Let's see. Destroy target enchantment, draw 2 cards. Target player discards 2 cards. I'll just take this Urborg. Treat it like a swamp, basically, if we want to splash something. I don't think we're in an attrition deck right now. Could randomly just take a Jushin Apprentice here. It's a 2-mana guy that gets slow value. So we're like a blue-white mid-rangey deck right now. So I would like to pick up just some value creatures. I half wanted to get the Master of Waves Teferi opposition deck, you know, something like that. But those pieces didn't fall into place. I had the option to pick up a Teferi early on, but I didn't take it. Which is, you know, it's okay. We can also, our Line Tuner does fetch up Detention Sphere and Spreading Seas and Narcolepsy. I'm just gonna hate this Genesis Wave. I don't want people to have Genesis Wave. Yeah, I could take a Smother, but this card's fine. I'm gonna take the Master Feast. This card is very aggressive. Like, they have to answer it right away, and they have to have the removal. Swamper Mount. I'll just take the Soul of Ravnica. This plays a 6-mana 6/6 flyer, which is not the best, mind you. Especially in Cube, where you can do so much more value for your 6 drops. But this Cube got nerfed super hard. Well, now we have a choice. Vengeance is very good. But Skull Clamp is broken. So we're going to take a Skull Clamp. And hope this Lingering Souls tables, but it probably won't. And then hope even Mind Sensors tables, which it probably won't. But now I want to pick up more creatures, because Skull Clamp is kind of busted. So, we're not a Tinker deck, unfortunately. So now the question is, do we take Venser or do we take Tolerant? We don't have instants or sorceries really to make Tolerant good. I'm just going to take the Venser. I could take Watery Grave to help the splash, but I'd rather just take the card. I don't want Span Alliance. Span Alliance is okay, but I'd rather have probably the stronger card in Venser. Well, there's the opposition. Unfortunately, I don't have the tokens to make opposition work the best. I could just take Coalition Relic. Coalition Relic is very strong. I think that's what I'm leaning towards. If only we had taken Master Waves earlier or something like that, then opposition's very good. But I'm just going to take this Coalition Relic. Opposition's a very, very strong card. So now we have Skull Clamp and Jitte. This sort of seems dirty. Hey, look, what's good with Skull Clamp? Mrlubufu. Yep, gonna take the Mrlubufu. There's an Ether Adept, which is one of my favorite commons in M12 draft, but I'm not gonna get deterred here. If we have the Ether Adept, Mana War, Flicker Wisp it. No, I'm gonna take the Ether Adept. Mrlubufu's fine. It's a decent win condition with Skull Clamp too. I'm gonna get the tempo though. Gonna go real deep here. This card is really good in our deck. Ether Adept, Mana War, Flicker Wisp, Blade Splicer. Sower of Temptation is not as good. Dungeon Geists is not as good. Venser's good. Yeah, I'll take the Mimic Bat. We have a Mimic Bat deck. Question is, like, do we play Skin Render? By the way, if you've ever played in Scars of Mirrodin Limited, Mimic Bat with a Skin Render on it is actually unbeatable. You cry so much. It's also good with, like, Skull Clamp, because it's exiled, not sacrifice. Okay, so what do we want to pick up? More just, like, more enter the battlefield triggers, I guess? I might just, like, splash Skin Render just because I'm bad at this game. You have your upkeep. Okay. Ooh. Oh, that's Terrell, not Knight Errant. I thought that was Terrell. Or I thought it was Knight Errant, not Terrell. Elspeth is still pretty good. question is, do I want Elspeth or do I want Riftwing Cloudskate or Celestial Flare instead? I kind of just want to take this Riftwing Cloudskate. I keep taking Riftwing Cloudskate over and over. It never lets me down. Also is very good in our tempo-heavy Ether Adept Mana War deck. So, we got something going. We have all the bounce. Isochron Scepter. We can't put anything on an Isochron Scepter that's that good. Exalted Angel, though. That's a pretty nice win condition, I think. There's still a Goblin guy in this pack, which is kind of sad. But yeah, I'll take the Exalted Angel. That's another way to win. Ooh, speaking of ways to win, I will take the card that steals wins over the Glacial Fortress and over Capsize. We're not a Capsize deck, but Ravages, yes, please. So, what tabled? The Parallax Wave and the Aben Mind Sensor. Not exactly what we wanted. We wanted the Lingering Souls. I will still take the Aben Mind Sensor, though. Probably over the Parallax Wave. Parallax Wave is actually okay with all of our bounce. Okay, when it leaves the battlefield, return all cards. I'm trying to think, like, there is a trick you can do with the bounce. Parallax Wave. And still not a Tinker deck. So I'll take that away from the Storm player. I'll randomly take a Windbrisk Heights. Okay, well, this seems okay. It kind of came together at the end. A little bit more. I need to make one cut from this. It might be Soul. It's probably Soul or Trushi Apprentice. I'll probably cut Soul. This Enlightened Tutor is going to do some serious work. Finds Jitte, Skull Clamp, Coalition Relic, Mimic Vat, Detention Sphere, and then our enchantment removal. I don't think we can beat a Blastoderm. So we can go like turn 2 Jitte, turn 3 Blade Splicer, turn 4 Armageddon. That sounds perfect. Reveal, sacrifice a creature, just reveal until you get a non-creature. That does not seem as good in our deck. I'll hit this Primal Command. I'll take a Celestial Perch for like as an actual pick. So the way that we want to do this is, so it's remove a counter exile creature. When it leaves the battlefield, return to the battlefield all cards owned. So what you do is you like Venser, bounce it. Do I have the trigger on this deck, right? I gotta think this through again. It's been a while since I've had shenanigans with it. Okay, so group creature separately. Okay, what do I want to cut from this? We have 25. Might just cut Solar Ravnica, because it doesn't do. It's like just a giant 6/6 flyer. It doesn't do much. That also fetches Parallax Wave. That's pretty good. I'm just gonna get this Jushi Apprentice, and not playing Urborg. That's almost sure. I'll play next Fleece Ram instead. Now that I think I'll just stick to that with the sideboard. So this is 24 cards and 16 lands. Seems okay. Nothing extraordinary. I might just play 17 lands because this is Cube and I like having fun. It's wrong. The correct answer is to cut the Soul of Ravnica, but we don't have ways to win really, so I'm gonna keep it in the deck. 7/7. I'm going to up it by 1 island. That'll be 17 lands, and we're good. Okay, well, let's see how this boat